Okay, hello. I'm live. Okay. Hello, anybody and everybody who has joined me this evening. Whoa, I'm really bright right now. I want to go back and it'll look a little different. Good evening, and I go back up so I'm not quite so vibrant. There we are. I hope everyone has had a good week. I hope everybody is weathering the storm. We're navigating the whirlwind with grace and patience and strength. I hope you have a lovely support system that is helping you in those ways. And so thank you for joining, and maybe we can help each other get a nice good night's sleep. I have noticed that there's like a little bit of a low grade tension that just seems to kind of off gas now and again, like when I'm sleeping, and like when you start to stir a little bit when you're waking up, and then as soon as my mind stirs, it just kind of grabs on to crisis mode, and I don't even have a conscious thought before I'm just my heart jumps a little bit, my stomach sinks, and I'm awake. So let's off gas now on the mat. We'll be doing a flow, a pretty mild flow, but a vigorous enough that we can activate the body so that we allow for that sensation of release. Okay. So let's get started on the mat. Start up your own music. BYOM, bring your own music. If you have blocks, go ahead and get them. If you have a rolled up old mat that you're not using, or you can use a cushion, something that has some support, because we'll be using it for our backs later. Let's start in child. And speaking of cushion, if child's pose is a little rough on your knees, you can always sit a bolster between your heels and your seat and come into child's pose this way. And so what we're trying to do here is just connect, come into our bodies, come into ourselves. I'm going to lift my head here because I still have my mics working properly for live streaming. So let your forehead rest on the mat. And just find all the places between you and the ground. Your feet, your shins, your knees, your forehead, your elbows. And on the exhale, melt into those spaces. I might take a few big exhales through the mouth just to kind of sigh it all out. Make funny sounds. Nobody's around here yet. And once you feel more or less cleared out, just come into a smooth, gentle breath. And just notice how it travels into the body when you are holding this particular pose. Let the breath's movement of the body bring you into your physical form, bring you into your earth. This is your earth. It's the only earth that you got that you have that is directly under your control for the most part. And so we can become at home in our earth, our personal little bits of earth. It's a lot easier to feel secure in the earth at large. One more breath, just to get us settled into the here and now. Sending distraction into the periphery. It'll be there when we're ready. You can just push it aside for now. Let the breath be the star. And on our next inhale, let's keep the head heavy. We're going to walk on up to kneeling. So for kneeling, let's kind of scoot our heels together so we can sit our sit bones on the heels. Now, for a lot of people, sitting in a kneeling position is not so comfortable. You can still work out in Sukhasana.
But if you do have the fortitude to come into kneeling, that's great. Again, a bolster between the feet might help, or even a bolster between the feet and the bum, or even you can stick a bolster between the knees. So sit up nice and tall. So find the sit bones on the heels. Draw up and in. On the exhale, the navel draws up and in. Making sure we squeeze out the lungs entirely. And we're just going to inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms down. Let it be kind of soft. Inhale. Give a little flop. You roll the wrists as they come down. And right now we're not moving the spine just yet. We're just moving the arms. We're just going to rock from side to side. Leaning into one hand, leaning the other hand. Sit bones might follow. Tilt the head toward the shoulder so that the ear comes close to the shoulder. And let's start to get the arms involved up overhead. One. And one. Inhale wide. We'll coordinate with our breath. Exhale, hang. We're trying to keep the shoulders in line with the hips here. Next time we come over to the right, we're going to stay there. Just use this left hand, just kind of hang it heavy. Melt the right shoulder. Keep the left sit bone on the heel. Breathe into the left side body. Fan it out with your inhales. Get heavier into the right shoulder with your exhales. And let's reach out on an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to swoop it around the front. And swoop one up to this other side here. So line up the hand with the hip and the shoulder. Reach on up and hang that arm over the head. Melt the left shoulder. Let's make sure we're keeping the shoulders nice and stacked and we're not caving inward. Let the breath animate the pose. Again, if you've been in my earlier live streams, making a big deal lately of letting the body be the playground of the breath. So let the breath explore the various nooks and crannies. And we'll reach, keep pressing down into the right heel with the right sit bone. And we'll inhale to come up. Arms are still at a T, and we'll exhale to twist to the right. Arms come up to a T on the inhale, and we twist to the left. Following your breath. You might be going a lot slower than mine. That's okay. Or you have a lot to off-cast, so you're going a little faster. That's okay too. We're going to all meet next time on the right side. So if you're up on the left like I am, finish up over here. And we're going to twist. So the left hand takes the outside of the right knee, right fingertips behind the toes. Maybe you can even grab the left toes. Keep the left shoulder opening. That looks like. The hand comes around, gets the toes, roll the shoulder open, and turn the chin toward the right shoulder. And we're going to get ready to do the other way. Inhale to come out to a T, and exhale over the other side. Don't forget our navel pulling in and up through the twist, and then exhale. And completely filling up on the inhale. Make sure you're feeling it in your lower back. Can you get your breath down there? And we'll come back to center. We're going to give our knees a little break. We've been kneeling for quite a while. So let's scoot back to the back of our mat so we have some space in front of us. And we're going to slide the hands out, lift the hips up, come into our extended puppy. And out the fingers really wide like you would in a down dog. Grip the mat with your finger pads. Lower the elbows and roll yourself out to cobra. Inhale in cobra. And press it into the elbows. Shift hips up and back. Forehead touches. Lower the elbows, slither along the floor, lifting the heart as soon as the hips come down. And exhale back to our extended puppy. Okay, we're going to add on a little bit. So this time as we inhale, we're going to roll it out to plank. Let's move make sure the arms are under the shoulders. Exhale, bend the elbows backward, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale to push up to tabletop. And this time we're going to exhale back to child. Inhale, roll the spine out like you're doing an angry cat. But then come out into our plank. Exhale, elbows close to the rib cage as we lower down. Inhale to lift the heart in cobra. Reaching back to the toes. Exhale, release. Inhale to push up. And exhale back to child. Okay, we gave our knees a break and we got one more little spinal movement we want to do with our spine. I'll go ahead and sit sideways, get a little fired up so we can really appreciate a good release. So we're going to do kind of a seated cat-cow with the Bhastrika breathing. So there you go. So the inhale, we pull onto our knees and we pull up. This could also be done in Sukhasana. You could be sitting cross-legged and hold the front of the knees to give you some leverage. And on the inhale, you pull your chest between the arms, look up, get a back bend. As we exhale back onto the sit toward the tailbone, tuck the chin, pull the arms. Okay, this is our exhale. So we're going to go ahead and do that for about a minute. Okay? You might need a tissue for this one. So let's begin. Inhaling. So. And you can slow this down at any time. If going with a vigorous speed is a little too much, just make sure you're making that noise through your nose. Clear your nasal passages. We got about 15 seconds left. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sit up, look up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hold the breath, hold the breath. And come back to center. Just rest the palms on the thighs. Again, the symbolism here is hands up if you feel like you want to draw energy in, and palms down if you want to ground and settle. With our spine nice and warm, we'll move in to our sun salutation. So let's bring the hands forward. Let's come onto hands and knees. Let's tap out the feet if that feels good. Maybe let's go ahead and do this one. So extend the right leg back and just press the heel. And switch sides. Flex and point the feet. All right, hands nice and wide. Grab the mat with your fingers. Tuck the toes. Let's come on up to our first downward dog. Paddle out the feet. Sway the hips. Check in and see if you can bend your elbows backwards toward the feet. For some of you, that might require wrapping the shoulder blades, wrapping the shoulders around them. They say hollow out the armpits. It might not make sense right now, but just kind of have that intention of kind of wrapping the shoulders to allow the elbows to bend backwards. Just check it out, test it out. Don't get too hung up on it just yet. I went about 7 years doing downward dogs with my elbows bending outward. And it was quite a habit changer to move it to. My arms were not happy with the change. But once I made the change, downward dog became a much more pleasant experience. Okay, exhale everything. Look to the hand, step, walk, or float to the top of the mat. And once we get there, we'll hang heavy, shake up the hands. Release the head, chin from side to side. Soften the knee, draw the navel up. Keep the head and the shoulders heavy until the core has stacked everything, and the shoulders will back, and the head's last piece to come up. Okay, we'll do sun salutation with a lunge. So let's come up to the top of our mat. And let's tap into a sense of gratitude. Gratitude is one of those emotions that kind of make us blossom. When we have fear and stress, we tend to kind of curl up and get tight. And so let's see if we can find some emotion. If nothing else, here we are. We're breathing. We are experiencing life. We're experiencing a day. And that's what the sun salutation is about. We're saying, oh, lovely, I get another day. So let's start in mountain pose. And if it's hard for you, if it's hard right now to connect with something, connect with being alive, making you happy or making you grateful, think of something you are grateful for. Even if it's the littlest thing. It's enough. Okay, and inhale, we're going to rise. Open. Exhale, melt over the leg, step back with the right foot, lower on the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, give a bit of a back bend. Exhale, circle the arms around and down. Downward dog. Inhale, come up on the toes, roll it out into plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, lower the hips into cobra or up dog. Exhale, over the toes into down dog. Take a breath. When that exhale's done, step forward with the right foot, lower on the left knee. Reach it up on an inhale. Exhale, circle the arms around and down. Step forward. Melt over the legs. Inhale to flatten the back. Give a half lift. Exhale, melt. Reach back with the fingers, lift the chin, reverse the swan dive. Press the hips, look up if it feels good. And exhale to namaste. And leading with the left. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take up space as we dive. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. Step it back with the left foot. We're going to circle the arms up this time. Give the arms a new way to go. Once the fingertips touch above, reach forward and down on the exhale. Downward dog. Ripple the spine out into plank. Exhale to lower down, tricep push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Once you finish that exhale, step it forward with the left foot, lower down. Circle the arms up. Exhale, bow. Step it forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to a fold. Inhale, flat back as we rise. And exhale to namaste. Okay, we're going to get a little fired up. You stay at the front of your mat. I just giving you a little change of scenery. Let's press the hips forward, look up, give ourselves a lot of space as we bow forward. Draw the hands down the backs of the legs. Give yourself a fold. Okay, now we're going to put the hands on the floor. Now, if the hands are not easily placed on the floor, use your blocks. Or coffee cans. Coffee cans will work, big books. Here we're going to inhale flat back and we're going to inhale the right foot up. On the exhale, we're going to lower down the left foot. Into lunge. Inhale, we're going to hop right back up. Extend the leg. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to do that with the left leg now. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, move the hands back and step the foot back. Inhale, we're coming back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lower back into a lunge. As far as your lunge will go. You don't need to do a monster lunge. If it's not there, that's fine. Okay. So if you want to do a shortened lunge, that's all right. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale again, might be here. That's okay. Inhale back on up. And exhale, melt over those legs. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, lower into a lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, we're going to settle this time. So we inhale, lift the left leg up. And settle it back down. Lower on that back knee. Now, I have carpet under here, so I don't need anything cushioning my back knee, but you might need to. So go ahead and fold the mat or get a blanket or towel under that back knee. Let's inhale here. Blocks can be a nice tool if it's hard to get the hands to the ground. Even here. As we exhale, we're going to shift the hips back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale. Wake up the hamstrings. A little bit more. Inhale. Lift the heart off for the chest forward. Exhale. Come back. Inhale. Come up. We're going to take this right hand. Free up this right hand. Swing it around. Reach it back. Exhale. Swing it back. Straighten the right leg. Let's make that one movement. So we inhale. I'm going to feel like a bit of a twist. Rainbow that arm back, straighten the right leg. We come into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, open. Let's press out of that left shoulder so that we're not collapsed into that shoulder. With lots of space coming out of the shoulder joint. And we're going to hang out here for a few breaths. So now that we're here and we're settled, let's try to get the chest, the very center of the chest, squared over the left. We're going to pull the right hip back as we push the left knee forward. And walk the hands up nice and far, past the toes perhaps. We can flex the foot, we can sway the toes a bit and find where the juiciness is. We can even give ourselves a massage. Some appreciation for our hamstrings. Give them some love. We're not brutalizing our hamstrings into opening. We're suggesting an opening. Okay, and the next time we inhale forward, swing our hand back. Okay, here we are in that twist that we were moving into. Can we lift up the back foot and can we get it? If we can, great. Roll open the right shoulder and start to look behind you. If we can't, then we just can stay here. You know, maybe we're here. It's fine. Okay, this is a lot more comfortable if the left knee is back behind our hip. So if we're here, this is going to be a very uncomfortable thing to grab for. So try to bring that left knee back as far as you can. And my friends who do have the foot, go ahead and lower it down. Let's come square. Inhale, we're going to rise up. And on exhale, we're going to pull this right hand down and come into a tip. Okay. Try to keep the shoulders and the hips in the same place. Inhale to rise. Exhale to tip. Inhale to lift. And exhale, tip. Maybe the right fingers are on the ground, right in line with the shoulder and the hip. And we can take this left arm and just kind of flop it over our head, just like we did on that one side bend. Let's see what it looks like straight on here. It's like melt this way. And then flop the hand. Yeah, so get some weight. See if you can feel the stretch starting in the left hip, pulling all the way across the torso. Let the breath help that stretch. And inhale to come up. Exhale to plant the hands. Oh, no, we're not going to plant hands. We have one more thing to do here on this right leg. We're going to bring both hands on the inside of the right leg. And we're going to come into our lizard. So lizard is trying to get the elbows down to the ground. The elbows don't come to the ground. We can bring the ground to us by using our blocks or books or coffee cans. Can we use coffee cans anymore? So let's hug this knee in. This knee wants to wing out, but we're going to pull it in. We're going to pull it in toward the midline. The elbow or the shoulder and the knee are going to become nice, good friends. Okay, and the point here is to get long through the spine. So just like in our forward folds, if we're racing to get our elbows to the ground and make a curl through our spine, we're not really doing our body any service. We're not getting benefits here. So even if you have to stay up on your hands to keep the spine nice and long, then do so. If you're feeling in the hips, you're fine. Okay, so if you wanna, we're gonna spice things up a little bit by tucking the toe and lifting the back knee. We're not gonna stay here very long. Some of my friends can stay here on their elbows and send the right foot back like this. Others are like, no, I don't think so. So let's come on up to our hands and then send the foot back. And then come into plank. And then lower down onto our elbows into a dolphin plank. Okay, push back into the heels, find the core. And stay right here, forward. If you're feeling you want a little more action, push forward on the toes, bring the chin over the knuckles, and exhale, press back. Exhale, press back. Inhale to swim forward. Okay, let's bring the knees in. Let's walk the hands back and let's come to a child's pose. See how fast you can release into relaxation. So by training our bodies to go from stimulus to relaxation, we're also training our minds because it's all on the same spectrum. There's not a mind-body separation. It's a spectral connection between mind and body. We like to separate them because a lot of times our body doesn't do what we want it to. So that's not, my body's not me. My brain is me. Well, brain is part of your body. Okay, and as you're ready, let's bring the hand. Let's activate the arms, elbows off the ground. Tap the toes. We'll come into a downward dog. Tune into your down dog. What's happening here? Exhaling into your roots, hands and feet. Rising up through ankles and wrists, arms and legs. What's going on in your earth? And when you're ready, look to the hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. Let's inhale here. Exhale, fold, hug the legs. Pull the crown of the head toward the feet. Very subtle little shifts in the weight. Feel out the stretch as you shift weight into the toes. Watch the balance. And into the heels. Sway the chin. Make sure the neck's ready. And let's look to the ground. Our hands in front of the feet. We're going to inhale the left leg up. We're going to exhale back into our lunge. Inhale, come up into this L with our legs. And exhale, forward fold. Set the hands in front of the feet, reach up with the heel. Step it back into a big lunge. Step it forward. And lower down. Inhale, reach it up. Keep the hips square. This makes it a much easier swim. Sink the hips. Back into our elbows. And release. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step it back, and we'll stay here lower on the back knee. Okay, our first order of business is to ease into the hamstring. If you can, keep the connection between the rib cage and the thigh as you pull back. What that does is telling the body to maintain the hip crease fold rather than a spinal curl. And extending back and inhaling forward. Okay, we're going to add the arm sweep. So as we come forward, the left hand circles out and open, and we look toward the left. And as we exhale, we come back into the hamstring stretch. Maybe just pull onto the toes. Inhale, sweep the hand forward and around. Look back if it feels good. Exhale. Come into our half Hanumanasana. Inhale, reach out and back. And exhale. Last one. Circle, let's press strongly in through the right hand. And shift the hips back. We'll come into our hamstring stretch, our Hanumanasana on this side. Again, we want to try to get the center of the chest toward the knee. And if you're down here, then maybe place the right cheek on the outside of the leg. Wrap things up by pushing the right knee forward and pulling the left heel back. Maybe walking the fingers out long. Maybe giving your hamstring a little massage. Appreciating every bit of ourselves. Okay, on the next inhale, we are going to ride forward into the lunge, circle the arm around behind, and maybe pick up that foot. Use the foot to roll open the right shoulder. If you're not getting the foot, roll that right shoulder open anyway. Twist around. Again, strong through the hand. If you need a block under the right hand for assistance, go ahead and take it. Let's let that foot lower down. Let's swing that hand back around. Square ourselves on up. Ankle underneath. Rise on up. Set the shoulders over the hips if you can. Try to get the knee behind the hip, the right knee behind the hips, so we're not coming straight down onto the kneecap. And we inhale to rise. And we exhale to tip. Inhale, swing that arm up. Exhale to peel it down. Inhale up. Exhale, peel. We're going to hold here, and maybe we take this hand and just kind of give some weight to the head. Feel the stretch start in the right front of the right hip. And if this is too much, you can always hold on to the thigh. Make sure you're melting the left shoulder. Inhale, let's come up through center. Exhale, let's bring both hands to the inside of the left leg. And again, we're going to bring the left knee close to the left shoulder as we walk the hands forward. And keep the spine nice and long. Maybe send the elbows to the ground. Again, hug the knee in close. Press into the ball of the big toe of the left foot. A lot of times. There is a stretch where we do shift the weight to the outer part of the foot, but we're not doing that today. what's happening with your body. Go in, find all those little things that are going on. The pressure of the elbows against the ground. When the left foot presses into the ground. The sensation in the left hip. What's going on in the right leg. Send your breath to explore it all. Okay, again, we're going to make that transition to dolphin. So we want our elbows underneath our shoulders if we're going to make that transition from here. So tuck the back knee, whether you're going to come shoot that left leg straight back, or if you're going to come up onto your hands first and then shoot the leg back. Find your plank. And we're all going to meet here in dolphin. You can interlace the fingers. Let's make sure those elbows are under the shoulders and we're not winging them way out. Okay. And this time we're going to lift the hips and start to walk the feet in and come into a proper dolphin. Sink the heels, push the rib cage toward the thighs. Sit bones raise up to the sky. So now your head is not actually touching here, it's grazing, but you're pressing into your forearms enough that your head is not actually resting on the ground. And lower onto your knees. Let's keep this child's pose nice and little. And we're going to melt the arms alongside the body so we can melt the shoulders. And just gently rock the head from side to side. Give your forehead a little massage. A couple clearing breaths. Open the playground to the breath. As you're ready, hands reach forward. We rise on up. We're going to come to seated. So if you want to, I know some people like to play around with the jump through, you can do that. From down dog, we look ahead. I'm going to kick the sitar. So there's a halfway one where we do a little hop and land with knees or ankles crossed. Scoot back a little bit here. The other one is slide on through. And ideally, you don't make that little thud that I made when I landed. But, you know, it's a process. Let's extend the legs nice and wide. I'm just going to feel our way in here. It's going to lead with the shoulders from side to side. Let's bring our hands behind the legs so they're in line with the hips. I know some of you might have an amazing straddle and your legs are in. But for the rest of us, we're just going to keep the shoulders in line with the hips as we sway from side to side. And come out to a T into our side bend. And we slow it down as things get warmed up. Okay, next time we're coming over to this right side. This time we're gonna bring the hand on the inside of the leg, and we're gonna lean over the leg so that, and then we're gonna stack the left shoulder, and we'll drape that arm over the head. We're looking for a sensation in the side body. And you might have a little hamstring thing going on here, but this is the main area of interest. Every exhale, you get heavier. And every inhale, you create more space over here. Okay, we're having this arm settle on the leg or on the inside of the leg. We're just going to make feel little shoulder circles. backwards. I like to roll backwards because we have enough rolling forward when we're sitting at a computer or driving or bicycling. We always tend to roll our shoulders forward. So I like to do more backward shoulder rolls than forward. So let's get the elbow involved. Let's kind of ragdoll the arm around in a circle. And you can go back the other way if you want to see how it feels. But then end on the back roll. And we're going to take this hand and we're going to bring it across the back, and maybe we catch the thigh. Is it there? Yeah. And then we look up toward the sky. This right hand down here can take hold of the foot and take hold of the toes. Like the peace finger thing. We put the peace finger around the big toe and lock it with the thumb. But then look up toward the left shoulder. Settle into the left sit bone. And let's release that thigh. Let's come on up. And just kind of sway a bit from side to side again. Let's come back into our ragdoll, flopping over. Just feeling how your body is enjoying movement. And we'll slide on over here. We'll bring the hand now to the inside of the leg. And part of the reasoning for that is to create a lever to open this shoulder. Okay? And so to that effect, let's roll. Oh, no, first let's reach on overhead and get some weight into the head and breathe ourselves into the side stretch. And check in, make sure the shoulders are more or less stacked. The tendency here is to kind of drop through the right shoulder. Let's counter that as much as we can. We should be able to look past our right tricep to see the ceiling. Notice the difference between sides. Relish the difference between sides, because it's all good. And let's release that arm. Let's start to make some shoulder rolls. First, just the shoulder first, rolling it back. And then start to get the elbow involved, kind of flopping the arm back there. And you get more of the arm involved if you want to, but be loose. Be loose. We're not prima ballerinas. Maybe some of you are. We're just trying to find what feels good in our bodies. We brutalize ourselves enough. So just find what feels good. Okay, if you want to do a forward roll, just to see how that is, but end on our backward roll. And we might take that hand across the back. Is it going to sneak? Is it going to get the thigh? If it gets the thigh, great. If not, you can just keep it on the small of your back. No problem. Again, we can hook the big toe if it's there. If not, that's okay. And look up toward the ceiling. Oh, there goes my right sit bone off the ground. Let's put it back down. Breathe here. Okay, now looking up might be a little much on the neck. Then just look straight ahead. You can look down if it feels better. We're always kind of pushing ourselves to explore our edge, but then if we find it, honor it, right? So you might be looking up here because that's what Nancy's doing on the screen. But then you're like, oh, my neck's not feeling so good. Okay, come here. Look down. We tested. We found our edge, and then back off a bit. And then our next inhale will come on up. Let's release with a bit of a twist. And the other way. Yeah, just be loose here. Just find your twist. Take a breath in the twist. And exhale to release. And we're going to bring our legs together. And if you come wide on the mat, we're going to come to face the top of the mat because we're going to come all the way down onto our bellies. And let's do a quick little shoulder roll. We've been working our shoulders pretty good. So that left arm's going to come out to a T, out at the shoulder. Pull it away from the head. Make sure the head's on the ground. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. And we're going to roll into the left shoulder. And we're going to either stack our knees, we're going to clamshell our knees, we're going to keep the left leg straight, right knee up to the sky. We're going to take this right hand, curl it around the back, or keep it as a prop. And some of my friends with the knee up, or you feeling pretty comfortable here, this hand is free, and you can go ahead and grab the foot. You can bend the left leg to make a bit of a prop and get a quad stretch. But our main concern is the left shoulder. So if you've done something to get the quad stretch, but the shoulder's not having any juice, then come on back to here. 2 more breaths. On our exhale, we're going to melt down to the center. Bring the arms alongside the body, take a big belly breath. And we'll do the other side. So right arm comes out at the shoulder. Scoot up in here. Left arm under the left shoulder. Make sure the head is relaxed, the entire thing. And push yourself on in. So again, we can either stack the knees here, or we can clamshell, or straighten out the left leg and wing that left knee out, get some weight. Some of you can probably even bring this left shoulder closer to the rest of the right arm. But make sure your head is resting. Okay, if you want to do the quad stretch, bend the right leg a little bit. Get the left foot, and then bring the knee in line with the hip. So we're not going to, this isn't a quad stretch. This is a quad stretch. And make sure there's something happening in the right shoulder this time, and that we're not sacrificing the real loveliness of this pose to look a certain way or to come to a certain level. And we'll release that foot. And we'll roll onto our bellies. And we'll release the arms alongside the body. Belly breath. Feel it rebound into the lower back. Really pull the breath. Fill the belly. Press into the mat with the belly. Beautiful. Let's walk the hands ahead, about the corners of the mat. We're going to scoot them in. Scoot, 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 coming into a seal. So come in gently, because our backs are no joke. So come up, feel, okay, a little pressure there, but nothing crazy. No shooting pain or anything. So just keep the movement coming up. We'll dip our head. So pull the shoulders back and down. No matter where you are, and then we're just going to trace our neckline, point our chin at our left shoulder. Take a breath there. And on the next exhale, very mindfully moving the head along the neckline. And come on up, point the chin over the right shoulder. Feet are about mat width apart too. And we'll come back to center. And come on up. Take another belly, big breath here. Soften the bone. And lower on down. Just relax the forehead on the backs of the hands and sway the hips. If you'd like, pick up the feet and do some reverse windshield wipers. All right, hands underneath shoulders. Let's push on up to hands and knees. And we're going to come seated again. So if you want to try the jump through this time, blocks are kind of fun with that. That gives you a little extra height. And put the blocks a little bit wider than shoulder width, and then keep your hands on the inside. And as we look ahead, roll forward on the feet, bend the knees, and slide. That was a little less of a thud. All right. One last bit of release. Let's hug the knees in. And let's come on out to a boat. Find your boat. Your boat could be here. That's fine. Make sure your chest is lifted though. And let's stretch out the legs. Lower on down. Look at your toes. Keep reaching. Keep the head up. Keep the heels up. On the exhale, drop the navel in. Push it in. Push your lower back on the exhales into the mat. And release. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Let's give them a little circle both ways. I'm just going to feel out what your body wants to do right now. Stretch, bend. And when you're ready, we're going to take the right foot, cross the ankle over the left knee, right knee is wide. Like this. Okay, so we have an upside down 4 going on here. Oh, you still see me. Good. All right, and then we're just going to bend that leg. Okay, and just using our legs, we'll inhale, the left leg straight. Exhale, bend it in. Pull that knee toward the chin. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, lift. Let's keep the right foot flexed so the ankle is not collapsing. We've got a nice strong ankle going on. The next time we bend in, we will use our hands to come through. Take hold of the thigh, take hold of the shin, relax the shoulders back down. And pull the knee closer to the chest. Let's keep this right knee going wide. Find the sensation in the outer right hip. Soften through the face. Pull the tailbone back down toward the ground. Find yourself identifying with the breath and playing through this wondrous playground. What an amazing jungle gym. And let's cross our knees. So our knees are nice and close, like we're crossing, almost like we're coming into eagle legs with the legs. And then we're going to take our hands to opposite knees and pull the knees into opposite sides of the chest. Okay, so the left knee is pulling toward the right side of the chest, right knee pulling toward or left knee pulling to the right side of the chest. And then pull the tailbone back down. Okay, what we're looking for is something deeper going on into the right glute. This actually taps into the piriformis. If you have any kind of piriformis issues, this is a delicious one. And release. If you can, if it's available, go ahead and take eagle legs, arms out to a T. Scoot the hips slightly over to the left and drop the knees over to the right. Now, if eagle legs is like, no, I don't think so, go ahead and stack. It's fine. But if your eagle legs are doing good, then you hang out here. Let's make sure that the left shoulder stays on the ground. So if that brings the knees back up, so be it. If hovering is not feeling so nice for you, grab your couch cushion or just use your hand as a support, or you can use your hand as a weight. And then if it feels good for the neck, look back over the left arm. And really, really pull the breath deep, 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 deep. And let it come out slow and long. Let's come back to center. Let's unwind and let's do the same and just take a moment, feel out what your body wants to do right now. Make some circles with the knees before we get ready for the other side. And let's bring our arms to cactus arms, straighten the legs up to the sky. The left ankle crosses the right, upside down 4. This is our inhale. As we exhale, we bend the right knee. Heel comes in toward the glute, and the knee the right knee nudges closer to the chest. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, pull in. And the next time we exhale, we'll keep that right heel close to the right bum. We'll thread our hands through to take hold of the thigh or the shin. This is our supine pigeon pose. And dive into the outer left hip. Gently drawing the tailbone back down toward the ground. Letting the face be soft. Snuggling in the chin. Cross on over. Now we have the left knee on top. Take it with the right hand. Right knee gets left hand, and we pull them to opposite sides of the chest. And then we draw the tailbone back down toward the ground, looking for the sensation around the outside of the left hip this time. Deep into the glute. Make sure we're not having any tension in our neck. We're coming down for a landing. Release the knees. Come into eagle legs if it's available. If not, you can just do cross legs or stack knees. Okay. So before we come down over to the right side, wait, we came to the right side last time. Gotta come to the other side this time. So we're going to scoot the hips over slightly to the right and drop the knees over to the left. And again, if they're floating, we're going to weight them down or prop them up or use a block. Keep the right shoulder on the ground and look over the right shoulder. Breathe deep into your pelvis. Feel the inhale rise up from the hips all along the coil of the spine. And let's come back. Let's unroll. Let's find out what the body wants to do before we settle into our Shavasana. So roll from side to side if that feels good. Take a happy baby if you like. Making a deal with your body and your monkey mind that, okay, we'll get the wiggles out, but then we are going to dedicate ourselves to Shavasana. For a nice long time. Okay, if you'd like this Shavasana to give you a little release through the chest, there's a couple ways you can come into Shavasana. As long as you can settle in, that's what you want to do. So you can either take your bolster or cushion under your knees. One that I like to do a lot, if you follow my channel, I usually start this way, is to get the bolster close to the sacrum and then relax the head onto the bolster and just kind of let the torso melt over the bolster. and then Baddha Konasana. But make sure if you do choose this pose that it feels good. I know a lot of people are just like, oh, I can't do Shavasana unless I'm productive. No, the productivity is going on in the release. So another way is here, again, only if it feels good, only if you get the sensation of and not working. We're not in Shavasana to work. We are in Shavasana to integrate the movement and the breath and the adventure we just took our body and mind through. Even if you've done these poses 100 times, 100 million times, it's different. It's like you can never step into the same river twice. It's not the same river, you're not the same person. So just really embrace that. And so let's slide into our Shavasana with a sense of we're not doing any work. We are integrating. We are creating a space in which we can release ourselves. We can release all the identities, all the baggage of the past, all the plans for the future, all the anxieties attached to either one of those things. And just be here right now. Here is where we fill the well of our resilience so that we can wake up to a new day with a sense of joy and eagerness and confidence in our touchstone, in our earth. So if you haven't already, let the breath go. And see if you can follow it just the way it is, without trying to change it or lengthen it. Just letting it inhabit the playground. And letting it escape again. In the interest of time, I'm going to stop the live stream, but I invite you to stay in your Shavasana as long as your body-mind is hoping to take. Don't listen to the monkey mind. The monkey mind is going to start doing dishes or something, but don't let the monkey mind drive right now. Just settle in for the next few moments. And when you're ready to come up, do so slowly. And I invite you to do an Om at the end of your practice. Om is just kind of a nice, kind of a reset button. It has 3 sounds, Aum, beginning, middle, and end. It's just kind of a way to just kind of give a nice seal to the practice. So I will give an Om, but my friends who want to stay in Shavasana, just slide right through it. Friends who want to join me in Om, let's go ahead and take a big breath. And exhale everything. Inhale. Tuck the chin in honor of the spirit of life that flows all around us and through us and dwells in the heart of each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you so much for being part of this evening. I'll keep some live streams going. If you're interested in
more live streams in a particular theme, go ahead and leave a comment. If you have any questions and other suggestions, please leave them in the comment section as well. Go ahead and subscribe if you're so inclined. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful night. Again, namaste. Now you get to see me walk on up here in the bright lights. Good night, everybody.